Hi, I am back from an 8-month hiatus. Where did I go? I went to college. I made a video about it. There's a video. It's right here. I got a new shirt. I got this for my birthday. My parents got it for me as a reference, actually, to one of my earlier videos. I watch a lot of horror movies, and I know that that might surprise you because I have both the personality and the hair of Tweak Tweak from South Park. So thank you, Mom and Dad. Yeah, I was convinced that I could balance a whole new way of life with weekly videos. I could not do that. I did, however, have a complete blast at college, which is cool. So yeah, I'm here to talk about that. Hopefully a little update on the situation will make you guys not mad at me for disappearing for 8 months. I know that these videos are very important to you. And who knows, some of you might be starting college in the fall and are looking for like advice on what starting college is like. So, you know, here is my advice.
You can count on me like 1, 2.
So if you are a normal person, you are probably going to have a roommate. And if you are like me, you will not have had a roommate before, so it might be an adjustment. So I got my roommate through like the random selection thing. I think every college has this, but like I might be wrong, where you basically fill out a form like, who are you? And then they match you up with a roommate, and I did that. Oh, I also had one roommate. You might have like more than one roommate if you're in a room with more than 2 beds. So just be aware of that. But I had one roommate, and we're here to talk about me. The problem is that my roommate was like really cool, and I really liked her, so I don't have a lot of advice to give. My advice is to have a good roommate. We had like a couple things to work out. Like the one thing that comes to mind is that like I kept one of my friends over really late, and then she was like, "Can you not have people over really late?" And then I went, "Yeah, okay, that's reasonable, sorry." And then we moved on. Communication is important, I think. I mean, yeah, I guess that's my advice, is that like most people aren't evil, and your roommates are going to communicate things with you, and you are going to communicate things with your roommate. And I think that if both of you try to have an open mind about things, you're going to be fine. Like, I think things are going to be fine. Again, I don't know. My roommate was good, so if you have a not good roommate, good luck, I guess. I'm moving on.
I'll be there, and I know when I need.
I did theater. I've always done theater. I'm majoring in theater. But this advice probably applies to like most of the extracurriculars you're gonna do. I think it actually would apply a lot to sports, because if I understand sports correctly, it is a team activity that takes up a lot of your time that you have to try out for. And I guess trying out for sports is like probably like auditioning, right? I don't know anything about sports. I think my advice is that you're not gonna be the best. And that's okay. I went to a pretty small high school, and by pretty small, I mean, oh my god, it was tiny. We had a graduating class of like 20 people. So I was used to sort of being the theater person, and when you go to a college where there are more than 20 people, there will be other theater people, and some of them will be better than you. And like, there's something to be said for like, keep trying, but I think you also need to come to terms with that, like, you might never be the best at what you want to do, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it. And there are always ways of getting in. I didn't get into a ton of stuff my first semester, and that kind of sucked. And I'm not going to say that it doesn't suck, because it does not feel great to not get into things. And you can have a positive attitude all you want, but you can't just deny the fact that sometimes things are not pleasant, and that's okay. What you want to do, or at least what I did, and we're gonna pretend that what I did is the right thing to do all of the time, so bear with me here, is to just keep trying and try to generally have a positive attitude as much as you can. Don't deny that the feelings that you have about not making it suck, but try to be positive and open. So if we're talking about theater, if you don't get into a production, say, hey, thank you so much for letting me come to this audition. Do you have anything behind the scenes that I could help with? I did a bunch of production coordinator stuff, and I really think it helped not only show that I was dedicated to helping, but it also got me to like interact with some of the theater people. So by the time my second semester rolled around, I had a lot more luck getting into things because I like to think that I showed that I was willing to help and I knew people. And again, this is true for theater, but I imagine it's true for like a lot of things. A lot of it is people knowing you because they might want to go with the person who they know is reliable as opposed to the talent that they just met. And it totally depends on the person. There's no like hard and fast answers here, but that's my advice is be helpful, be kind, be open to doing things. I think that was good advice. We're gonna move on before I say anything stupid.
I can count on you like 4, 3.
Alright, speaking of being reliable, I am part of like way too many clubs. 7 clubs in particular I am a part of, actually, which is too many. You should do it if you have the opportunity, but it's also too many. You can do the wrong thing sometimes. I do the wrong thing all the time. Of the 7 clubs that I participated in, I was on the board for 2 of them. I'm trying to get a 3rd in the fall, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I am a member of the board for 2 clubs. One of those clubs, the theater club, I think that I am pretty qualified for. That's the stuff that I did the production coordinator stuff for, and that's how I did a lot of networking. And I also made a lot of, like, friends there, and everyone there has been super lovely, and it's been wonderful. I'm also part of the tech board. And to be clear, everyone on the tech board is lovely. The problem is not them, it is me. So, long story short, the tech board was looking for people, and they asked anyone on the theater board if they'd be interested in also doing the tech board, and I went, I'd love to help, but I have no experience with tech. Is there any, like, secretarial positions I could do? And they went, yes, please, we'd love to have you. And I became the secretary, and I was the only not techie person on the board. So I have reading to do. And to be clear, I think I'm doing a decent job. The stuff that I have to do doesn't really require a lot of techie knowledge. I just think it would be nice to know what people are talking about when they say things sometimes. You know, just as an added bonus. But everyone's been super lovely helping me out. I actually got a textbook from one of the members, and it's like a lighting and design kind of thing, and I'm reading it this summer to try to, you know, get a handle on things. I think that keeping yourself busy as a general matter is a good thing. I a lot of the times find that when I don't have a ton to do and I'm just like left alone, it's nice to have downtime, but I would advise doing as much as you can. So take like a ton of classes, do a bunch of these clubs. Like I said, I'm in 7. Do extracurriculars like theater or sports or other things that people do. Just do things. You are only going to be in college for 4 years or more, I guess. I know some people don't just go to college for 4 years, so that was like a wild generalization. Ignore me. But it's only a limited amount of time. And you should, in my opinion, do all you can with that, because why wouldn't you?
You'll be there, 'cause that's what friends.
So I did make the social life a separate like thing to talk about, even though I do think that when you're a member of 7 clubs, that kind of thing speaks for itself. Again, I think one of the benefits of doing a lot of things is that you are going to meet a lot of people. I know most of my friends from like the theater stuff, like you become friends with people when you do shows with them, because how wouldn't you? You're hanging out with them for several hours a week, doing an activity together. That is how you make friends. I also run a Discord server for my class here, which is cool because I've met a lot of people on there. Discord I think is nice because you can talk to people that you're not going to interact with through like daily things like classes and clubs and stuff. So that's how I've made a lot of the friends that I don't have a lot in common with. But yeah, most of my friends have been made through like clubs and stuff, especially theater, because I think I do that the most. Now, I really wish that I could say that everyone you meet at college is going to be lovely and nice and you will never have any problems. That is not what is going to happen. I'm obviously not going to go into detail because I don't want to be a drama channel and you don't know any of these people, and if you do, then I really don't want to go into detail about it, but you know, stuff happens, so here is my advice on what to do when stuff happens in your social life. So I think, honestly, the best advice I can give is to try not to get roped into drama, and I know that that's way easier said than done, but here's how I tried to avoid drama as much as I could. Honestly, my advice is to try to be polite, which we can all agree sucks. It sucks to be polite to people who are not polite to you, but here is why I would be polite as much as you can. As fun as it is to tell people like it is and to stick it to the man or whatever when you know that people don't like you, it can cause problems. Again, most of the people I ran with were in similar clubs and stuff that I was, so when drama did show up, it was with people who I was working with when it came to stuff, and you do not want to have a negative relationship with someone that you are working with. It sucks. Do not do it. Even if you don't like this person and you know that they don't like you, try to have a cordial relationship where you can do small talk and business talk without, like, fighting each other. It is possible. Just breathe. Also, even if you aren't doing, like, work-related things with these people, they probably run in the same, like, circles that you do, and you really, really don't want this to become, like, a big circle thing where everyone has opinions. If you have, like, a thing with someone, just try to keep your distance and try not to rope other people into it. Just don't give anything a reason to be a bigger thing than it already is. Also, my advice is to go to a college where you already have 2 friends there, because then you already have 2 friends there. 3 friends if you include Larry.
Are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
So I saved classes for last because, like, I don't know. It's gonna be really different for a lot of people, but I honestly found classes to be okay. It's different than high school, but, like, honestly a lot less than I thought it would be. Most of my classes were in, like, classroom settings as opposed to lecture halls, but again, that's gonna just be different based on the kinds of classes you're taking and the college you go to. It really just depends. If you are struggling in a subject, I would get a tutor, and again, different schools have different things. I got a peer tutor, which was free, and they were really cool, so if you have that option, I'd do that. Study for your tests. No buts. Study for your test. And you might be thinking, but I never studied for my tests when I was in high school, and I got good grades on all of them, to which I would say, yeah, me too. Didn't work out for me in college. Study for your tests. I personally found that studying with a friend or with, like, a group was what worked best for me, but, like, again, this is gonna depend on the person. And, like, a lot of people study for stuff in high school. I just personally was not one of those people and had to learn to study very quickly, so if you didn't study in high school, congratulations, you're like me. Learn how to do that right now. Also, a thing that I kept in mind is that it's always better to drop a class than to withdraw from it, but it's also better to withdraw from a class than to fail it. I withdrew from class my second semester, and I was really freaked out about it, but I honestly think that it was the best choice because it would have brought my GPA down a lot, and even though it kind of sucks to have that W on your transcript, my GPA is doing pretty good right now. I don't want to brag. And even if you do have a class that's, like, really difficult, but you think you can do it, just keep in mind that you might be taking away your attention from some other classes. So just try to balance things. I don't know how you make the decision on what, like, when is the line. I think withdrawing from the class was the best choice for me. My GPA is doing good. You figure out what's best for you. Talk to your advisor. I don't know. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers my bases. If you've been to college, please feel free to leave a comment with some more advice that you have for anyone who might be going to college in the fall. Or advice for me. I'm not done with college yet. Give me advice. I just finished 1 year. I have 3 more. Please help me. And remember that college isn't going to be for everyone. I didn't want to touch on this at the beginning of the video, but I have several friends who stopped going to college for different reasons, and that is not a bad thing. I feel like when you're in high school, there's such a large emphasis placed on college that people sometimes feel like they don't have any other choice. And so a lot of people end up going to college when that isn't the right path for them. If you start college and decide that like, hey, this isn't for me, and you want to go to trade school or start working or do anything, then that's fine. College ended up working out really well for me, but I don't want people who watch this video to feel like it's the only option for them, and then if they decide it doesn't work out for them to feel bad about it. So that's my advice. So yeah, even though I'm back, I'm probably not gonna make like weekly videos again. I don't know how frequently I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to do more of this again because I enjoy talking to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!